When the United States took decisive action to cut Huawei off from access to advanced chips, the belief in Washington was firm and unwavering. The assumption was clear: without critical technology, China's telecom giant would falter. It was a strategic move seemingly designed to cripple Huawei's capabilities, to halt its progress and bring the company's global ambitions to a standstill. American policymakers were convinced they had delivered a significant blow that would sideline Huawei in the global tech arena for years to come. But what happened next sent shockwaves not only through the tech industry but also through the corridors of international politics. Instead of collapsing, Huawei did something few anticipated. It adapted. It advanced. And in a matter of months, the company stunned the global community by revealing a breakthrough no one had predicted. Huawei didn't merely withstand the onslaught, it transformed under pressure and emerged stronger. It didn't just release a new product. It unveiled a radical new blueprint for the future, a future that left even the most dominant players in Silicon Valley stunned. Against the odds, Huawei introduced a 6G chipset, a leap so massive that it signaled a new era in digital communication. This was not simply an incremental improvement, it was a giant leap forward. A technology leap that holds the power to redefine global connectivity and challenge the existing balance of influence. Even more remarkably, Huawei's chip manufacturer, SMIC, pulled off a technical marvel by producing a 5-nanometer chip while operating under some of the harshest restrictions imposed by the US. An achievement long believed unattainable without access to critical tools was now a reality. So what actually unfolded here? Did Washington's strategy inadvertently supercharge China's efforts toward technological independence? Rather than stifling Huawei's growth, did sanctions only pour fuel on its drive to innovate? Here's the twist: if Huawei has managed to crack the code on 6G, what does that imply for the rest of the world? What does it say about the future of global communication systems and the emerging struggle for technological supremacy? This is not just about a faster wireless connection. It represents a turning point. 6G isn't just the next rung on the ladder. It's a whole new game. We're talking about a communications network more than 100 times quicker than 5G. A system with near-instantaneous response times. A network so intelligent, it can reconfigure itself in real time. These aren't just technical upgrades. They're the foundation of a future where AI-driven systems operate with unmatched precision and efficiency. Imagine networks that anticipate issues before they even arise. Infrastructure that heals itself automatically. Systems that can make decisions without delay. For years, it was believed that China wouldn't even enter the 6G race for another 10 years. But now, Huawei has rolled out a prototype that's ahead of anything the industry has witnessed so far. The tech community didn't just express surprise, they were stunned. How did Huawei leap ahead? The answer lies in one powerful force: urgency. The intense sanctions backed the company into a corner, leaving no path but forward. With no external partners to fall back on, Huawei ramped up its internal efforts, pouring billions into homegrown research, material science, and chip design. In 2023 alone, according to Chinese state media, Huawei registered more patents related to 6G than any other organization, accounting for over 1/5 of all 6G patents globally. While patents are blueprints, Huawei's execution shows these ideas are not just theory, they're becoming reality. The global chip market has long been dominated by Taiwan's TSMC and Korea's Samsung. For years, it was widely accepted that China couldn't fabricate chips under 7 nanometers without ASML's advanced EUV lithography systems, equipment the US effectively blocked from reaching China. Yet, somehow, Huawei's chip partner SMIC has developed a 5nm chip without those tools. Instead of EUV, SMIC turned to deep ultraviolet lithography and innovative patterning strategies, which were previously considered too limited for such miniaturization. These once dismissed methods have now been refined into a practical solution. It's a development that overturns previous assumptions and has sent ripples throughout the global chip industry. Estimates from Bloomberg suggest Huawei and SMIC together have committed over $30 billion to domestic chip innovation to reach this level. They accomplished it all while operating under the shadow of some of the most intense trade barriers in tech history. But this is about more than just semiconductor engineering. This is about influence, control, leadership. For decades, major Western telecom providers defined the structure of our digital networks. These corporations shaped how humanity connects, creating the architecture that supports everything from communication to finance. But now, Huawei's advances threaten to rewrite that blueprint. 6G is poised to be built on a foundation of satellite networks, AI automation, and encrypted security rooted in quantum principles. The traditional model of wired base stations and centralized hubs could quickly become obsolete. With Huawei holding a growing number of patents and securing influence over 6G network design, it's pushing toward a position of standard setter, an influential role that goes far beyond selling hardware. Should Huawei solidify control over the rules that define how future networks operate, we could see a shift in control over industries tied to digital infrastructure, everything from artificial intelligence to cloud platforms and military technology. According to recent coverage in the Financial Times, Huawei's advancements could disrupt the dominance long held by US companies such as Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. If Huawei's network enables real-time AI interaction and decision-making, bypassing current traffic choke points, Western companies could find themselves sidelined. The balance of power in everything from smart defense systems to financial transactions could shift. Technology analyst Paul Triola warns that a global rollout of Huawei's 6G before Western competitors catch up could severely compromise digital independence. Countries that adopt Huawei's model may become reliant on Chinese systems, giving Beijing a high degree of influence over their digital operations. In response, the US, Europe, and allies are scrambling to catch up. Billions in new funding have been directed toward alternatives. The White House recently announced a multi-billion-dollar initiative to develop next-gen networks, and the EU is exploring new restrictions on Chinese infrastructure. But regaining lost ground may prove difficult. Meanwhile, China isn't just advancing, it's expanding. SMIC has begun establishing agreements with nations across the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. Many of these regions, unconstrained by US influence, are open to adopting Huawei's vision for future connectivity. If these trends continue, we may be headed toward a digital schism, one where the internet splits into two separate systems, each controlled by opposing blocks. On one side, a Huawei-led network backed by emerging economies. On the other, Western-designed systems under US and European control. Such a divide would reshape not only how data flows, but also how societies function, how economies operate, and how political alliances form. Huawei's 6G doesn't just promise faster data. It could become the engine for AI-managed cities, digitally optimized industries, and healthcare systems that predict and respond to needs in real time. Reports suggest that in cities like Shenzhen, Huawei has already begun testing 6G-powered applications, AI-based traffic management, dynamic energy systems, even tools that track and respond to public health data. According to a forecast by McKinsey, AI-enhanced infrastructure could cut urban energy use nearly in half and drastically improve emergency responsiveness. Technology expert Richard Windsor describes Huawei's 6G as the backbone of what could soon become fully digital cities, where daily life is orchestrated by autonomous, connected systems. But as this level of control becomes possible, the risks also grow. What happens when the backbone of global communications, finance, and defense rests in the hands of a single company, or a single country? The more we integrate with these networks, the more dependent we become. Huawei is not just building a faster chip or a smarter phone. It's crafting a platform that could dominate the way nations operate and individuals live. The outcome of this technological race will not only decide which companies lead but also which nations shape the course of the 21st century.